All right, guys, this is it. This is the big one. Here we are in Paris against PSG. And PSG has actually been in kind of poor form as of late. They're in second position here in this division of the league. We really could use a win here. If we can win this one, then I'm feeling really good about our chances of winning this part of the league. You can see, actually, no, they are down in fourth. They lost recently. We're just up ahead of Real Madrid is what's going on. We really could use a win here, and it would be great to add to their misery. A lot of the big clubs here are suffering from injuries just as we are because of the heavy nature of these matches. We just had Jadon Sancho get injured for 3 months at least. I'm going to see a specialist for a recurring injury, and so we'll see what we can do without him. I had the opportunity to register somebody else, but the truth is everybody else we have is under 21 anyway, which means they don't need to be registered. And I mean, frankly, there's nobody I really want to bring up. So that's kind of what we're facing here. Long ball forward, looking for Rashford. Can't quite find him. We do have some money now. We have about 20 million euros to spend as Lev Yashin makes that save. We could go out and get somebody if we really wanted to, but I'm not quite sure who to get. And of course, the transfer window is not open right now. We're going to wait a little bit first and sort of see what it is that we are going to do in the future. Whatever we're going to do, we're going to just add to the debt of this club. Pele forward to Maradona, and that's knocked out for a corner. Maradona getting the start today after his excellent run of form lately. Here's Eriksen with the corner, looking for De Vici, I think it was, and unfortunately that one is headed back. There's the chance that they have on a counter, and we end up stopping them before anything too crazy happens. Take another look here. It was Ronaldo up to Pele, and then over to Maradona. That gives me chills to say that every time I do. Maradona probably wasn't going to score that from that shot anyway, but it was a good attempt at least. De Vici over to Eriksen. Ronaldo to Best to Figueroa to Eriksen again, and he loses control and loses possession. And there's Casemiro, who's back in the squad finally, and he does a very, very good job of winning that one. And that was almost a goal. That was Højlund, who got that shot there at the end, and that was not very good from our defense. Figueroa heads this one out, but not far back enough. And this is still going to be a problem, and they're going to call that offside on Verratti, and so that's the end of that. Højlund here is at the very tail end of what was a very good move there by PSG. Fortunately, Lev Yashin was in the right place, and he was able to get his body in front of the shot, so it was not a goal for them. Rashford knocks this forward for Pele. Pele unable to win that, and he kind of gives up on it. Pele's been overplayed, which has been the problem. Maradona wins this. He's also been overplayed, which is probably the reason why he doesn't have anything on that shot. We're going to have a hard time getting past Donnarumma with stuff like that. There was Casemiro trying to get himself sent off again. And there's Monseglio now with the foul at the end, and that leads to a shot that's wild and over everybody's head. And here's a goal kick. Lev Yashin over to Figueroa, down to Eriksen, over to Casemiro. Maradona finds Pele. Here comes Pele again, passes it back to Monseglio, and it's Ronaldo, and he blows up on that shot. That really was probably offside anyway, but he could have done a better job with that. This is the thing I don't understand. So he's playing as a wingback, but when he does stuff like that, it's like he's a winger. Yeah, see, he was offside. You think, oh, well, it's okay. He can act like a winger from time to time, but when it's time to act as a winger, he doesn't know what to do. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. Is it that hard to play back and forth? I don't know. It's hard to say, but it can't be as hard as he's making it out to be. I think a lot of it really is mental. De Vici over to Eriksen, back to Figueroa. Figueroa finds Best looking for Maradona. That's a really poor pass, but Best gets it again. Here's Rashford. This looks a little bit better. Rashford will take a shot and almost scores. I don't know how Donnarumma kept that one out. So Marcus Rashford on the heels of the 2-goal performance yesterday, trying to do it again. Eriksen with the corner, looking for De Vici, can't find him. That's going to be the end of that highlight, but that was a really, really good attempt there by Marcus Rashford. I was really impressed with that. 0-0 still the score, and if we end up drawing this match, I'm not going to feel too hard done by, but I would love a win. I'd love to sort of stick one into their craw. Mendes throws, and where they're trying to tell me to take Pele off, I think we'll do that at halftime. Eriksen here with a really, really dangerous tackle. Pele to Casemiro. Casemiro down to Ronaldo. Ronaldo looking forward, finds Pele. Pele's going to cross this over to Maradona, and that goes in. Number 8 for Maradona. Pele with the assist. Beautiful job by Pele. Great job, as always, by Maradona. And Pele is good when he's scoring. He's good when he's passing. He's good when he's doing everything. He's good when he's bad. When he's having a poor match, he's still the best player on the pitch. No question about it. And here he is with the excellent vision, and Maradona kind of slams it off of that defender, and it goes in. And he gets the credit for the goal. One thing for United, and that is music to my ears. Verratti knocks this one forward. Lev Yashin fortunately able to grab the shot as it comes over to him. And we have the 1-0 lead still intact. Figueroa to De Vici to Eriksson. Eriksson down to Maradona to Rashford. Lumps this one forward looking for Pele, who's all alone. And unfortunately, Donnarumma is able to stop that shot. And that's out for a corner. So a Wonder Kid Pele versus Wonder Kid, I guess not anymore, former Wonder Kid Donnarumma. And it's Donnarumma who wins that battle. That's headed away as Monseglio was looking for the header, and that is the end of the half. So we'll take another look at this quickly and just see this excellent save by Donnarumma. Pele was onside and hit that with everything he had, and Donnarumma used his head to knock that one out. And it's very, very good action here, and we are happy that we have scored. And boy, I don't know if we want to take him off. I think Rashford is the one who's going to come off. And anybody else is tired. Yeah, Eriksson is just totally beat. We're going to put Duncan Edwards on because he looks like he's maybe good enough. All right, we'll go for that. It's only, I think there are 2 or 3 matches after this, and then we have the international break, and then we can finally take a breather, and that's when we get to the business end of the season. Mount knocks this one forward, because if we can stay where we are currently in the standings, we're going to end up in the champions part of the second dividing of the league. If we end up there, that would be excellent for us because there's a good chance that we can finish like 1 or 2, which would be great because we get a lot of money. That's what we want. Best over to Mason Mount. Mason Mount, as he see him, he doesn't see him. He had a man. I don't know if that was Pele or who it was, and it ends up back to Casemiro to Edwards now, and he launches one from range. That'll be a corner. But that's what we want to do. We want to finish up in that champions group. We want to try to win as many matches as we possibly can because the hope that we have is that we can get a lot of money back to offset all of the spending that we've done. That makes this a little bit more fun. Best over to Mount. That's going to be into that. Now Best with the throw over to Maradona. Maradona back to Best Edwards. Edwards over to De Vici. I mean, it was only 500 million something euros of transfer debt that I put on the club. That's all. It's knocked away, but Best is able to get to it. Edwards now, and his shot is high and wide, and so it's unfortunate. And so we'll see what we can do from here. Ronaldo still not having the best of matches, but we're going to have him stay on for a little bit longer. Figueroa to Best to Edwards. Knocks this forward for Casemiro, who's behind the defense and scores, but he's going to be called for offside. I'm pretty sure they're going to call that offside. Let's see what they say. A looked offside from here. And what are they going to say? No, they give the goal. Okay, so it's 2-0 for Manchester United, and our momentum has continued, and we're making short work of this match. I was sure that Casemiro was offside. He was completely unopposed, and Donnarumma just gave up on the play. All right, Best over here to Edwards, and they're saying, no, look at that. He's onside just barely, and the reason why is the momentum was carrying the defenders away from the action. So that's what you get for trying to have your line a little bit too high, and it's 2-0 Manchester United, and we have punished PSG, and we are putting them in their place. Kang-in over to Vitinha. That's Højlund again, and he had a really, really good shot from point-blank range, and it was saved anyway. Kang-in does a very good job here to set this up, and Højlund just sort of stands there and bullies his way into that. Looks a little bit like Haaland. Speaking of which, I haven't heard much about Haaland here so far, but I haven't been looking at the competition. Maybe he is among the leaders. I just haven't noticed it. Pele is probably going to be upset with me. He's not playing as an actual striker, which is why I think he hasn't been scoring that much. Edwards wins this. He says, we don't need no stinking strikers. I'm a segundo volante, and I'm going to play like I'm a striker. Everybody can play like a striker on this team. We have about a half hour left. They're telling me to take off Maradona, and I probably will here in a second, although I'd like to see a little bit more from him. Lev Yashin ends up grabbing that one. And that is the end of that corner and the end of that threat. So very good job by Lev Yashin. Good job all around by our boys. Here's De Vici with the ball. Edwards, Figueroa. De Vici, Edwards, Maradona. Maradona over to Best. Can't find him. It's Edwards who heads that forward, but it's to nobody, unfortunately. Nobody of any significance. Marquinhos over to Soler, to Marquinhos again, and let's get the ball off of them. We're sort of chasing around. They're knocking it around pretty nicely in the back. I don't care. They can knock it around the back all they want. We have a 2-goal lead, and Pele gets to this one, but not quite in time. And there's Højlund again, and that's a great save by Levi Yashin. Højlund should have had a hat trick by now. He's had a hat trick of really, really close attempts on goal that have been knocked away by our keeper. Maradona is about to fall over dead, so I'm going to have to take him off here, but we just want to give him a little bit more time because maybe he can get us another goal. What is George Best doing? That was... yeah, that's a classic sort of, superstar era George Best there for you. And Højlund misses everything. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, dear. So we're going to, before we watch that highlight, we're going to make this change. It's going to be Bobby Charlton will come back on for Maradona, and we'll confirm the substitution. And I think he's been taken off by now. If Figueroa wins that over to Charlton, there is Bobby. Over to Davici to Pele. Pele... Still Pele, now Casemiro. Over to Ronaldo, excellent. He saw it. So he saw there was Charlton who was there wide open, but he saw him too late. Ronaldo again to Edwards. Over to Davici. Now there's Mount. Davici again, over to Figueroa, and it'll be down to Best. Let's see if Best can do this without giving up possession. Over to Mount. And he takes a shot from point-blank range that somehow goes into row 10. So I'm not quite sure what happened with that, but a little bit too much excitement there from Mason Mount, which is a shame because he's a good player. Figueroa wins this in the back over to Best, finds Charlton. Mount. Forward to Edwards, back to Mount. There you go. And it happens again. So this time it was a defender that got in front of the shot that knocked that one up into the stratosphere. Mason Mount should score one of these goals one of these times. Here's the corner, knocks this forward, looking for Monseglio, can't find him, over to Best. And the shot is high and wide, and that is all she wrote. So it's still 2-0 for Manchester United. This was a pretty good ball forward, and Mount doing the little 1-2, and unfortunately they read that all the way. There was not too much he could have done with it unless he looked to pass backwards, which is what you're supposed to do, but so it is. Here's Vitinha, and we're able to head that one out. You notice that when Maradona's on the pitch, we score goals, and when he's not, we end up sort of kicking the ball around. So it would be nice if Maradona could get a little bit more rest so that he could be on for everything. Edwards knocks this to Pele. Pele over to Casemiro, who's not really looking for it. He finds Ronaldo. Ronaldo down for Edwards. Edwards takes the shot and scores, and they're going to say, is he onside or not? I'm pretty sure he was onside that time, but we'll see if I'm right or not. And that is awarded. Yes, he was onside, and so that was actually pretty simple. 3-0, and we have completely destroyed PSG here in this match. And Edwards with the goal, again, off of the defender, which is the way that we seem to like to do this. And we'll take another look here at the potential offsides. He was, that's close. He was onside, though. I think it was a good call. And that is, again, the goal. And that is the way that it works. And Pele will come off. And, Pele will not come off. We just don't have anybody we can put on for him. So, yeah, we're not going to make that change because I don't have anybody who's active and who's healthy who can play. So, that's kind of what happens. You're going to have to tough it out a little bit. Pele with the 1 assist today, having a fairly good match. Best match he's had in a while, but as Duncan Edwards, he's going to get all the accolades. Here is the final corner for PSG, and this is knocked away. And I tell you, this performance by PSG might start an inquest there among the front office because they probably would have wanted to have done a little bit better than this. Davici heads this away, and that's going to be it. And we have won 3-0. We have won a decisive victory away from home, 2.28 XG. They had 1.80, no goals scored. We dominated possession again away from home. We're getting better and better. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.